Yeah, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the crop protection session of the 2025 Stone Research Showcase. So for those of you who haven't met me yet, my name is Minette Karsten. I'm the newly appointed crop protection program manager, although I realized yesterday that it's not so new because it's been more than 6 months, so maybe then it's not new anymore. So as my colleague Vian did this morning, I'll just give you a very brief overview of the crop protection program and our themes and what we keep ourselves busy with. So first, I'll introduce the team. So now you've already met me, and I'm sure you're all familiar with Matthew Addison. He's now semi-retired and has taken up a new role as applied entomology researcher. We also have an entomology research technician, Anneke Esterhuizen, and then you'll hear more about Renata Smith today. She's our phytosanitary facility manager and also a researcher. So the main drivers within the crop protection program is really looking at integrated and sustainable crop protection solutions to minimize losses and to ensure market access. So I think we've heard a lot about risks this morning already, and the same is also true for our crop protection program. So within the crop protection program, our first, probably one of our major risks, Vian showed this morning in his risk heat map, is phytosanitary risk of pests and diseases to export markets. So those are insects and pathogens and all sorts of creepy crawlies on the fruit that we export. Second is biosecurity risk to producers. So that is on fruit and other commodities that come into the country. Third is the integration and availability of alternative tools, and very much related to this, and at the moment very topical, is the loss of active ingredients for major pests and pathogens. So to address these different risks, we focus our research on trying to address these questions from several different themes. So the program is divided into sort of 6 broad themes. The first is entomology. Second is pathology, and this is divided into pre-harvest pathology and post-harvest pathology. And in this post-harvest pathology stream, we work quite closely with Mariana Jooste and her team in the post-harvest program. Then we also have nematology. We have orchard ecology. This theme includes several topics, including things like soil ecology and also cover crops, but also several others. Then we have precision agriculture. This is sort of a new theme that I coined when I started. This theme originally was looking largely at spray application, but we've now moved away from focusing just on that. And in this theme, we now focus on how we can use data and technologies to really hone in on optimizing the way that we think about crop protection. Then the final theme is phytosanitary and biosecurity. And in this theme, we do several market access related projects. Vian mentioned some of these this morning, that several of these are also considered to be sensitive. And in this theme, we work quite closely with the market access team as well. So as I mentioned, we have these 6 broad themes. And in all of these themes, our main aim is to really look at, as I mentioned, our main driver, at sustainable crop solutions, protection solutions. So this is sort of tied up into integrated pest management, which I'm sure many of you have heard before. But what we try and do with our research is to think about how we can reduce or optimize our inputs to decrease our impact. So when I talk about inputs, I'm not just talking about insecticides and nematicides and herbicides and all the other sides. We're also talking about fertilizers and many other inputs. And the way in which we can optimize to reduce the impact is to think about utilization of diverse tools. We have many tools in the toolbox, and it's really about choosing the appropriate tool, making sure it can effectively and efficiently be integrated and can provide successful outcomes. And that's part of what we focus our research on. And then something that's sort of central to everything that we do is monitoring and evaluation. So you need to be able to monitor, to manage, and this is where we can focus on the reduction of or the optimization of those inputs. And we need this very critical evaluation step to be able to, at the end of the day, say whether those diverse tools or methods or alternatives are actually successful and is benefiting the bottom line. And then I think we've heard a lot about this in several contexts this morning as well. And it's the same for the crop protection program, and it's being adaptable. So it's being able to include diverse tools. It's being able to optimize the way that we do things so that we can be sustainable over the long term. So just as sort of a final part of my talk, I just want to give you some statistics. So these statistics are from our 2023-2024 funding cycle. Vian mentioned this already this morning, but 45% of the projects funded within the program lies within the crop protection program. We completed 12 projects last year, and at the moment the program has 59 running projects. And this, of course, includes projects within the POEM and within the STONE ambit, but also projects that are funded, of course, by both streams. So today in the STONE Fruit Showcase, you'll hear about 13 of these projects. And if you were here yesterday, you would have heard about, I think it's 17 or 18 of these projects. So that brings me to the end of my talk. As Vian mentioned this morning, we are happy to get more people involved in our processes. So if you want to get involved in our work groups, if you have any questions, if you have any ideas, even if they are maybe a little crazy, we're happy to hear them. So please catch up with me or one of my team members in the lunch or in the tea breaks, or feel free to send me an email. So my email is on the screen. So yeah, feel free to set up a coffee and we can chat.